Hey guys, it's Natalia and welcome back to another episode of Fashion Design 101. Today we're going to be talking all about stretch fabrics. If you know me and you know my brand and the things that I do, I love to sew with stretch fabrics, jerseys, knits, all the things. I love it. I actually think they're so easy and they can be very beginner friendly. You just have to have the right tools and the right knowledge of it to be able to proceed. However, it is nothing crazy. So today I kind of want to cover all the bases of how to sew with knit fabrics, whether you have a serger or not, all the right tools and needles that you need and why you need them, and show you that stretch fabrics are really not that intimidating. When I first started sewing, I was told that they were harder to work with, but I actually think that because they're stretchy, it's easier for like fit issues and things like that, and it can be really beginner friendly for like the first few patterns that you make. If you don't want to do a bunch of darts and like a bunch of like fittings and things, it's so much easier to work with a knit. So that being said, let's just get straight to it. So first things first, let's talk about the two different types of fabrics. So there's woven fabrics and knit fabrics, and they both refer to the way that the fabric is made. So a woven fabric is woven, so it has a weave to it, and knit fabrics are knitted. Instead of being like one thread over, one thread under kind of pattern that a woven fabric has, it has like a little loop weave knit thing going. I'll put examples on it because I think it's just hard for me to explain, but it just refers to the way the fabric is made. And so knit fabrics, because of the way that they are made, have stretch to them, and woven fabrics don't tend to have any stretch to them. So those are the two main differences. Knit fabrics and stretch fabrics are technically two different things as well, because a fabric can be stretchy without having been knitted, things with like spandex or like lycra and things like that, but at the end of the day they can kind of all fall under the same just stretch knit fabric ordeal, right? There's a slight different way to approach all of them, but generically speaking you can kind of put them all in one. The easiest way to sew a stretch fabric of any sort is using a serger, which is this lovely little machine back here. But if you're a beginner and you don't have a serger, you don't need it to sew knit fabrics. However, if you do have one, it is the easiest way to go about it. I'm going to show you how to do it otherwise with a home sewing machine. You need to make sure that your home sewing machine has a zigzag function, and then you're going to want to switch out the needle to either a stretch or jersey needle depending on what you're working with. I love Schmetz needles. I use them all the time. I have this pack for jersey and stretch needles. So you'll see that there's different numbers for different needles, and the first bit are jersey and the other are stretch. Starting at the leftmost side, the 70 to 10 is for finer fabrics and lighter weight jerseys, and then the bigger the number on top, the heavier the weight of the fabric it's for. So 70 to 10 would be for your lightest jersey, and then 90 to 14 would be for something a little bit thicker. And then the jersey needles are meant for fabrics that are knitted, and the stretch needles are for things that have spandex or lycra or things like that that are stretchy but aren't particularly knitted. And obviously when you're looking at the needles, they look like every other needle, like it's hard to tell the difference, but jersey and stretch needles have more of a ballpoint end to them and not as sharp of an end as a normal needle does, which prevents it from getting caught in the little like loops of the fabric. And then the last needle that I want to talk about, I have a whole separate video on if you want a more in-depth view of that, but when you're doing hems for knit fabrics, if you have a double needle, this is the best way to get a clean look on your garment and make things look really, really professional. And they're also very easy to use. It's one of my favorite finishes, and again I have a whole tutorial on how to do that separately if you want to check that out. But without further ado, let's get to sewing so I can show you guys what the difference is. I'm going to be sewing a seam on this very lightweight fabric. You can see it's kind of transparent when I pull on it. So that being said, in our little pack I'm going to use the smallest one, which is for the lightest weight fabric. So we're going to switch out our needle for this one. So now we're ready to go. I'm going to sew as normal, and you'll see that it'll sew really, really nicely. As you can see, it sews a perfect seam. It's not puckering, it stretches nicely, it's very firm, pretty solid seam. So now we're gonna sew with a zigzag, which usually gives the seam a little bit more stretch. So obviously every machine is different in how the settings look, but this for me, putting it on 8 means that I'm doing a zigzag, and this is the width of the zigzag. I'm gonna keep it like relatively wide, I'll do 4. This is the length of it, so how much space basically in between the zigzags. I'm gonna keep it, I guess, a little bit bigger. You can mess around with the settings depending on what you're making and what fabric and what looks good. I like to do a few trial runs before I really commit to something, but we're gonna test that out and see what it looks like. So this is what it looks like, and you can see it has quite a lot of stretch at the seam. This one stretches, but it doesn't stretch as much as this one does. And generally speaking, a zigzag stitch is what mimics a serger the most, which is most useful for really, really stretchy fabrics versus doing something like this for a fabric that has stretch, but maybe isn't such an extreme amount of stretch. I think this also works better for thicker fabrics, and then doing some sort of zigzag works better for thinner fabrics. I hope you found these tips helpful, and if you have any other tips that you recommend for any sort of knit stretch fabrics, leave them down below and share the knowledge. I know that people have used walking feet before as well for stretch fabrics. I've personally never used one. I've never had the need to, but I know that those have worked really well for some people. I think a lot of it really is trial and error with the specific fabric that you're using. Not every fabric's gonna behave the same. Some are gonna be easier than others, but I think it's a lot of just figuring out which method works before committing to actually making the full garment out of it. And obviously my favorite way to go about it is to just use my serger to make all the seams. And if you want a full tutorial on how to thread your serger and use your serger, I have a whole video on that separately if you want to check that out, because I know they can also be very intimidating looking machines, but I feel like once you have it down, it's one of the easiest, best pieces of equipment that I have and truly could not live without it. So I definitely recommend if you are more of a seasoned sewer and you want to kind of upgrade, a serger really is magical for that. And that being said, if you're new here, I do have an entire series called Fashion Design 101 where I show you everything from the very basics of sewing to more advanced techniques and everything in between. So if you have any specific requests of things you want to see from me, let me know down below and I'd be happy to get to it. And of course, the rest of the playlist and all the other videos that I've previously made will be linked down below if you want to check those out. But that is it for today's video. Subscribe for more if you're not already, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!